We're back with another bit of Addison history, and today we've brought you over to the Addison Village Hall Rotunda. Don Weiss along with Jeanette Paradiso. Jeanette, during the summer months, we've had a car show too, right here in the Village Hall Rotunda. Tell us about what we're looking at here, this beautiful display of old-fashioned collectible cars, and why did we have this display going during the summer months?
Well, Don, if you recall, you asked me to put up a display that was related to the Rock and Wheels events this summer. And so our museum has a nice collection of cars, and actually they are banks that were given out to customers of Addison State Bank. And so I thought it was, we could put the cars out, but also use it as an opportunity to talk a little bit about the history of the Addison State Bank.
A lot of people aren't familiar that there was an Addison State Bank. When was that operating here in Addison?
Well, actually, it was established in 1902, and it was in our community up until the early 1990s.
Okay.
So it had a long history. It was Addison's only bank until the year 1961.
Is that right? So all the money was kept there, right?
Yes, it was.
A lot of people aren't aware of the fact that when you would be a customer of a bank and usually open an account or make deposits, oftentimes banks gave you things as a little thank you. So is that what these collectible banks were?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Now the years on them are quite interesting. From a 1908 Buick up here at the very top, again, kind of goes along with our whole historical theme. Moving your way down, then there's a 1910 Stanley right over there and a 1926 Ford. So like you said, these were banks that I suppose anyone in the family could, put some savings in, right?
Exactly.
Loose change, coins and such, and then probably bring it to the bank, right?
Yes.
Put it in their account.
Make a deposit, right?
Yeah, yeah. Who made these banks themselves, Jeanette, these cars? Where did they come from?
Well, there's an indication on a couple of them that the company that manufactured them was Banthrico Incorporated. And one of them is dated, along with the manufacturer's name, dated to 1974. So we think that that is the approximate year, or maybe a little bit after that, is when the bank gave these out to their customers.
So the mid-1970s. Each one has a stamp on the top that says Addison State Bank, Addison, Illinois, established 1902, as Jeanette mentioned. Let's talk a little bit about Addison State Bank itself. We see a historic-looking photo there at the bottom, near the bottom. Where was Addison State Bank located at?
That building was located at 32 East Lake Street, approximately where the John's Pizzeria building used to
J.C.
stand.
Plaza.
And the bank held its business in that building from 1902 until 1958. And at that point, they moved the business to a newer building on Addison Road, 205 North Addison Road. And after they had moved to Addison Road, then another business called the Carousel Beauty Salon occupied that building. And they were in that building until 1977. At that point, the building started, was looking deteriorated, and whoever it was that developed J.C. Plaza was ready to do that, and so they demolished the building in 1977.
How interesting. Here we are today, and there's redevelopment happening at the J.C. Plaza right now.
Yes.
This is not the only collection of cars that the museum has. Tell us about some of the other
Correct.
things you have in the museum itself.
Well, we had our display here in Village Hall, plus we also, because we had so many visitors this past summer, we thought we could put out some more, another car display in the museum. So we have a small collection of 5 vehicles that are metal toys, probably from the 1950s, 60s. And they were donated to the museum by the Krentz family, and so those are also out on display.
Well, if you want to see the car shows that the Addison Historical Museum has on display in the museum, let's talk about the hours real briefly, your fall hours now.
Yes, our fall hours, we will go back to our regular Saturday hours from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Collectible classic cars from Addison State Bank here in the Addison Village Hall Rotunda, as we've taken a look at a bit of Addison history.